Hello, good morning, and welcome to forexforsteadyprofit.com. I use the Commitment of Traders report, which comes out every week on a Friday, and I need to give me an idea of market direction. I analyze the ratios of longs to shorts for the commercials and non-commercials, and I also look at the divergence on the pairs, and it gives me an idea of market direction. We'll just go and have a quick look at the charts. So here we have the Commitment of Traders information in its raw form. You get the non-commercial positions and the commercial positions, long and short, and then you get the change in open interest. And you also get that broken down underneath for longs and shorts for both the commercials and the non-commercials. And we can see this broken down into a graph over a period of time, which also gives us comparatives, which are also very useful to look back on the history. And so we'll go and do that right now. And here we have a graph of the positions over 52 weeks, that's a year, for the commitment of traders of the commercials and non-commercials. And this is for the Australian dollar. This chart is produced by cotbase.com. And you can see here where we got to a low position with the commercials, and we're completely opposite to the speculators, and they've got a long position, so we're short. You can see we had a big drop off in the price of the Australian dollar. Conversely, when we were at a high and very bullish for the commercials, and we were fairly bearish for the non-commercials, that we actually had a hike in the rise of the price of the Australian dollar. This is a very useful tool to be using, and we can show you other ways that we use it and other things that we do with it. So here we have the Australian dollar, US dollar, and we've got the RSI. Now if we put a trend line on the RSI and we wait for it to go above the 69.1 and come back down and cut through it, this gives us a sell signal. Now this obviously would have been a very good sell signal here. We had a sell signal here indicating this big long fall that we've had, and quite recently we've had a rise in the price of the Australian dollar, which is just going through the 50 here, and I'm expecting it to turn back down and cut through the trend line, which will give us another sell signal, because we have an extreme position of short the commercials and long the non-commercials on the Commitment of Traders report, and this should be quite a long sustained downward trend, which is always very profitable. Last bit of information, this is Ludwig's divergence calculator, and it works really well, and this helps us with the crosses. These are the currencies against the US dollar, and here we have the crosses calculated, and it gives us a divergence value between the commercials and the non-commercials, and it shows some of the pairs that are of more interest than others. A very useful tool, only available on the Members Centre, and the pairs that are of most interest we do feature on the video on the Members Centre every day, so you get a daily video on those. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Well, it is the 20th, Friday the 20th, and it's just after 9 o'clock, and overnight we've seen a $4 trillion plan rolled out and agreed by the Senate for Donald Trump's tax overhaul. So this has given strength to the dollar, and we've seen the dollar get strength over most of the pairs this morning. We'll start first with the Australian dollar. The commercial short ratio of 7.42 to 1. We're below the 50 on the RSI, which is nice. We've seen the Australian dollar just pull off these highs here. And this is the pound US dollar. We've seen a fall in the value of the pound We got a commercial short ratio of 1.32, which doesn't look great, but it's sort of far better than it has been for the last 2 years. We've gone below the 50 on the RSI. We're down to 42, and this seems to be following down. I expect this to continue on down here. The dollar is up slightly on the Canadian dollar. It's still sort of in this sideways motion here. We've got a commercial ratio of 3.95 to 1. Short the Canadian dollar, long the pair. I am expecting this. We've got support just underneath it, which it's been observing for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And I am expecting the dollar to firm and for this to go up. We're well above the 50 on the RSI. We're at 55, and I think that might firm more into the beginning of next month. The euro dollar, we've had a nice big red candle down. I'm quite pleased about that. It hasn't moved much in the last 4 or 5 hours, but we'll see how it continues during the day. We've obviously got the commitment of traders out tonight. We are slightly below the 50 on the RSI. We'll see if that holds or if it just pops back up, but I think that's going to firm even more towards the end of the month. US dollar, Japanese yen. We've seen this nice green candle. It's come up above that resistance line that I put in. Excuse me, can't find the words. Resistance line. So it's made a fresh high for the last few weeks anyway. So that's a monthly high. See if it can make any more ground, but I kind of think it's going to go up a bit more. Might sort of get up to about the 114 level. I view it as a good sell at that level. To be quite honest, I viewed it as a good sell around here, but I think this has got a little bit more go in it. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This is a dramatic fall we've had. We're actually just about at the 30.9. We'll see if that goes any more. We've only got a commercial short ratio of 1.67, which is greatly reduced. But the news that we've had out this week has seen a dramatic fall in the value of the New Zealand dollar. So as ever, you know, you've got strength in the dollar, so your silver price has actually fallen. We'll see if that can fall some more. We're just below the 50 on the RSI, and we'll look for the commitment of traders and see how that says for the week. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you Sunday for the commitment of traders report. Okay, cheers now, bye.